Devils officially have joined in on the trade market fun. Took a little bit of time today, but the Devils have stamped their name into a trade. Whether it leads to more or not is to still be seen. Welcome in to Devils Digest. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button for all things Devils. Devils getting going on the external side of the trade deadline. Cody Glass over from Pittsburgh. Full trade. Former first-round pick Chase Stillman, 2027 third-round pick, and Max Graham. But let's talk about the guy that we are bringing over from Pittsburgh, Cody Glass. 51 games this year, 15 points. He is a center. We had a report earlier that the team that everyone was convinced would trade for a center were the Devils, and they go out and they do just that. Cody Glass, 51 games, 15 points on the season so far. 55 cores. The underlying numbers are okay, but the Devils go out. They make their trade. Not a big swing trade here for New Jersey. They bring in Cody Glass, former first-round pick, 6th overall in 2017. Third time being traded. It hasn't really panned out for him in the NHL, but Devils feel they can find a way to have him pan out here in New Jersey or be at least a factor somewhere in this lineup. Looking at the lineup, look, they were in for a center. You can see right now Dawson Mercer is playing second-line center. He's played mostly wing throughout this career. Erik Haula, third-line center. Kurtis Lazar, fourth-line center. That's his natural position. Look, you look into this and you get a Cody Glass, fourth line center. That's kind of what he's been for most of his career when he's going between the NHL and AHL. You look at this lineup and this feels more so to me like a desperation type of move. I said it yesterday with Ryan O'Reilly. Does it make sense to go get Ryan O'Reilly just because you got to go do something? No, it didn't make sense to go get Ryan O'Reilly. Does Cody Glass make sense for New Jersey? Not so much. Look, you look at the lineup and they needed the center. They needed someone better than what was in their lineup right now. Cody Glass has not shown that he's a better player than anyone down that middle four. Nico, Hischier, Dawson, Mercer, Erik Haula, Kurtis Lazar. I have a tough time, trying to get into the mind of Tom Fitzgerald and thinking what he's thinking with this Cody Glass pick or trade. I can't find it. And that's a tough thing to say on trade deadline day. Maybe he's got some more things going on. Maybe they're still trading for a center. Maybe he has a plan to play him somewhere on the wing. I don't really see here where Cody Glass is a complete fit with New Jersey. He's definitely a rental. I don't see this being a long-term type of fix. Him coming back and being that 6th overall pick that he once was. I don't see any of those things going on. I would hope to think that Tom Fitzgerald is still looking to do something. I shoot this video a little bit after 3, but the Devils haven't said that they're done trading for players yet. So when I look at that and I look at what they do, they bring in Cody Glass. Let's just bring up the lineup one more time. He's not better than what you already have. And you have glaring holes at the center position. You have glaring holes in terms of depth scoring, front line scoring. I say depth scoring because right now Timo Meier and Dawson Mercer have been more so depth scorers. And they've been holes so far this year for New Jersey. Where can I look at this and go, all right, Cody Glass fits in here? Well, 3 teams have moved off him now. He was considered a top prospect at one point. And 3 teams have said, it's not going to work here. We're going to go ahead and trade you. Vegas trades a lot of them. But when it didn't work out in Nashville, when it didn't work out in Pittsburgh, to then come over and put him into New Jersey, I don't quite get what the thought process is here. Was this a desperation move? Do they have another move that they want to make? And this is, just kind of getting a little bit of that extra depth if someone gets hurt. Those are all questions that I think most Devils fans, and including myself, are asking ourselves. Could this be the move that they make at their center position? Is this what they want? Well, if this is the move that they made at their center position, they didn't fix anything there. Cody Glass is a depth scorer, fourth line center. That's about it. And when you look at the Devils centers, Nico Hischier obviously great. Dawson Mercer doesn't usually play there. Erik Haula hasn't at a point in 27 games. And Kurtis Lazar, I think, is a fine fourth line center. Where's Cody Glass fitting on this team? I mean, I really would like, I would love if you guys could, let me know your guys' thoughts on where he could fit in this team, where it seems this trade makes sense, because I'm having a difficult time figuring out the strategy behind here, that they were really focusing in on getting Cody Glass from Pittsburgh, because this feels more like a fallback move. It feels more like a fallback move, or maybe a player that if you get injury, you put them in the lineup, you feel better than the players that you have down below or who are currently out of the lineup. Because that's what this type of move feels like. This isn't going to, change the Devils season. This wasn't a player who was, a name was in rumors out there. We're getting into bidding wars over. I could have seen that the Devils were in a bidding war, and we saw what Brock Nelson went for in Colorado, and Tom Fitzgerald was just like, I don't want to match that. Or what Charlie Coyle went for in Boston. Didn't maybe feel like matching either one of those. Didn't, want to get rid of some of his assets for a rental. I could see all of those things, but I don't see where Cody Glass fits into this lineup. You lost your superstar center, and you replaced or tried to, I guess, put out there the next best thing, and the next best thing was a fourth line center who was a former first round pick who hasn't lived to expectation, who struggled to get into lineups, who teams keep moving off of. That was the idea. So I guess we can just join in on moving off of Cody Glass. That's the overall idea here. I'm having a tough time figuring out what Tom Fitzgerald was thinking into this. And I mean, what he gave up, not horrible, but I mean, you didn't get any better. They move off Chase Dillon. I mean, I guess at this point they feel like he's just not going to develop. First round pick 2021, 3 goals in the AHL this year. 2027 third round pick. I know it's 2 years from now, but did you really want to give up a third round pick that could be used later on? I don't see this as, a good trade here for New Jersey. They didn't do anything to get better here. If they have something else planned out, you don't look into this trade as much. But this is their first trade of the day, and we're past the 3 o'clock deadline. Trades can still roll in, but this is what we have right now is Cody Glass. I don't see where this fits. I don't think he adds a ton of offense to this team. He's an okay defensive player, but that wasn't what he was drafted to be, although we can kind of stick away from that at this point. But this wasn't a player who's going to move the needle in a direction to, Devils, look a little bit better, look a lot better. No, I don't feel that with anything on this move. I mean, this is a rental. You did give up a former first-round pick. You gave up a third-round pick in 2027. assets you might have still wanted, although Chase Tillman kind of, like I said, not really developing into the player they thought he was going to be back when they drafted him in 2021. But I look at this team, what they did here with the Cody Glass trade didn't seem to get much better at the center position. So we were linked. We were said that we were going to 100% trade for a center. Is this the center that they were trading for? Is this the move that they feel is the trade at center? Or do they still have another move up their sleeves? Let me know where you guys think, where Cody Glass fits in the lineup for this team and how the Devils are doing so far. Maybe who else you might want to go ahead and look at, because we are getting to the end of the deadline. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys really soon, hopefully. Hopefully make another trade. All right, see you guys.